Welcome back, everyone. I am Brian. You are Chords and Notes Nation. You have been invited into my living room to please have a seat, get yourself comfortable. We're going to be watching a two-part reaction to the song Galang, Rambu, Anarki. If I said that correctly, probably not, because I do not speak Indonesian. However, the artist is Iwan Fals. I probably did not say that correctly either. But here's the deal. So Alit Bata came out with this song, his version, his cover version of this song. And I'm going to be reacting to that in part 2. But I wanted to get my musical ears and my musical mind around the original. Okay, who wrote the song? Iwan. What does it sound like? What is it all about? And so part 1 is this video. Part 2 will be Alit Bata. Now, what I did do is I went to Wikipedia. They are probably the quickest point of reference to get information from. Not always the most reliable. So I will give you the basics of what I understand about this artist and song. And then you guys tell me if the information is correct or incorrect. So his real name, I can't even pronounce. Iwan Listanto. I murdered that one, I'm sure. He was born September 3rd of 1961. So actually today is August 31st, 2024. So Iwan, you have a birthday coming up. Happy birthday. He is from Javanese descent, and he was also named the Great Asian Hero by Time magazine. If that matters to him, if that matters to you, I don't know. At the 18 years old, he formed a group named Amburadal, and they released an album in 1979, and then the band disbanded. And then in 1981, he signed with Musica Studio. His first album, Sarjana Muda, and his second album, Opini, was... I just can't pronounce Indonesian. Anyways, that second album sort of cemented his reputation as more of like a protest singer, right? And a balladeer. The song Galang, Rambu, Anarki was written for his newborn son, and it combined both, the lyrics combined both this happiness about having his newborn son and, of course, protesting the rising prices and the cost of living back then. So he kind of mixed both elements together. That's the very basics of this. All right, this is not a live performance from them. This is live in Di Bebek, Bali. This is off of the Depo Kaplo YouTube channel. This was put up 6 years ago. I don't know if this performance was 6 years ago, but let's get going.
Lagu Galang itu masih relevan untuk di apa? Sebenarnya saya nggak mau menyanyikan lagu ini, tapi kenyataannya harus dinyanyikan hari.
You might have missed that, so let's try this one more time, ladies and gentlemen.
Music. Tahun 82 lagu Galang itu masih relevan untuk di apa? Sebenarnya saya nggak mau menyanyikan lagu ini, tapi kenyataannya harus dinyanyikan hari ini. Di Bebek Bali lagi.
That's nice.
Dalam rambu anarki, lahir awal Januari menjelang pemilu. Galang rambu anarki, dengarlah trompet tahun baru menyambutmu.
That's cool.
Dalam rambu anarki, ingatlah tangisan pertamamu di BBM naik tinggi, susu tak terbeli. Orang pintar tarik subsidi, mungkin baik kurang gizi. Galang rambu anarki, anarki. Cepatlah besar matahari itu, menangis yang keras janganlah ragu. Tinjulah tongkatnya dunia, buah hatiku, doa kami nabimu.
That's cool. Kind of whimsical.
Anarki, dengarlah trompet tahun baru menyambutmu. Galang rambu anarki, ingatlah tangisan pertamamu, ditandai BBM melambung tinggi. Maafkan kedua orang tuamu kalau tak mampu beli susu. BBM naik tinggi, susu tak terbeli. Orang pintar tarik subsidi, anak-anak kurang gizi. Galang rambu anarki, anarki. Cepatlah besar matahari itu, menangis yang keras janganlah ragu. Tinjulah tongkatnya dunia, buah hatiku, doa kami di nabimu. Cepatlah besar matahari itu, menangis yang keras janganlah ragu. Hantamlah sombongnya dunia, buah hatiku, doa kami di nabimu. Cepatlah besar matahari itu, menangis yang keras janganlah ragu. Tinjulah tongkatnya dunia, buah hatiku, doa kami di nabimu.
I love that little slide that he put in there a few times. Wah wah wah. That was very cool, and it was a very pleasant song. It's more it's kind of like on the folk side of things, right? Folk music. That's at least the feel that I have. And what I was, first of all, it was a very pleasant sound. I appreciated the bridge that they had into the key change was really cool. I appreciated some of the textural elements that they put in there, percussively and otherwise. It was just really nice. It wasn't a progressive song, but it had certain elements that made it interesting. Because if you have a song that just sort of revolves around a few chords and maybe one or two changes that aren't really much at all, it can be sort of kind of a dry, monotonous type of listening experience. So you gotta put some certain dynamics into this that make it interesting to the ear, because you are taking someone on a listening journey, right? But what I was thinking about the most here was, okay, so we're working with familiar chords and whatnot from the Western ear standpoint. You know, A major, E minor, or E major, A minor. I saw in there, and I did see an A major in there as well. So on and so forth, and it had a very familiar Western style song structure to it, as far as verse and chorus, pre-chorus, bridge, all that sort of stuff. So as I'm going through, and if you guys don't know, I do have an Indonesia documentary series where I'm educating myself about the history and culture of Indonesia. So please check out that playlist. It will be growing. There are more videos I have lined up that we're going to be watching together. But when I get into the music of that country, of that region, basically, I'm curious as to what the traditional song structures are like, what the sort of like the scales that they use, and how they create the songs, how different it is from that Western. You know, here he's at a place in Bali that's a huge tourist destination. The only downside is not having this with English lyrics, which, hey, he doesn't have to, right? Okay, but to really appreciate what he was saying about maybe about his son, and maybe a little bit of the protest of what was going on at that time, the English translation or English version would have been helpful. However, it's not necessary. It was just a really nice, pleasant song, good song structure, some interesting dynamics to give it a little bit of flavor, and a good voice. And I can see why he's probably considered one of the more famous, is what I'm getting at, is what I'm getting from what I was reading, folk singers of Indonesian history, especially in the late 70s and early 80s and beyond. He's actually released, I think, if I saw correctly, he released an album in 2021, or a song at least. Yeah, you guys fill me in on the rest, educate me. This is great. Now, don't forget, part 2 is going to be Alabata's version of this. So jump on over there and take a listen to that one with me as well. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you. Jesus loves you. I will talk to you later.